Good morning dear students. Warm welcome to this session. You are watching EduStar Class 5 Science. Lesson 4 Nervous System Part 2. Students, in our last video session, we have learnt about nervous system, types of nerves and spinal cord also. I hope you all read that in your book. Today, we are going to learn about the reflex action, brain and its parts. Then you are having a small quiz time also. Are you ready, dears? What is reflex action? Reflex action is an immediate action generated by the body. But this kind of actions will be happened without the involvement of the brain. A few examples of reflex actions are: when light acts as a stimulus, the pupil of the eye changes in size. Sudden jerky withdrawal of hand, and when pricked by a pin or touching hot object, and coughing or sneezing. All of you look at this picture. Pupils are the black center of the eye. Pupils tend to become bigger in low light situations. This allows more light into the eyes, making it easier to see. When there is a lot of bright light, your pupils will become smaller. A familiar example of the reflex action is the hand withdrawal after pin prick. If you are touching your hand skin with sharp pin, then what will you do? You will withdraw your hand immediately, right? When touch the hard object also, we will withdraw our hand immediately. This is also called reflex action. Coughing or sneezing also an example of reflex action. Dear students, reflex action is an immediate or automatic action. It will be controlled by the spinal cord, not by the brain. Are you clear, students? Next, we are going to see about brain and its different parts. Students, already you know about the brain and functions of the brain. The human brain is the central organ of the human nervous system. It is the control center of the entire body and is often called the human computer. One person carries messages between the brain and the rest of the body. Who is that person? Students, do you know that person? Yes, dears, that is spinal cord. Spinal cord carries messages between the brain and the rest of the body. Intelligence, creativity, emotion and memory are a few of the many things governed by this brain. The human brain is the command center for the human nervous system. It receives signals from the body's sensory organs and outputs information to the muscles. Brain is the center of thought and learning. The brain weighs 1.5 kilograms. What is the weight of this brain? Yes, dears, 1.5 kilograms. Students, brain is made up of fat and water. It is protected by a bony skull. What do you mean bony skull? Bony skull is nothing but it is a hard skull which is protect our brain. Already we have learnt about the skull, isn't it? It is very hard outer cover of brain. This hard outer cover called skull is protects our brain. Okay, dear students, let me explain about the three main parts of the brain. What are they? They are cerebrum, cerebellum, the brain stem or medulla. Now we are going to learn about cerebrum. This is the biggest part of our brain and is situated in the top of the brain. All of you look at this picture. It is divided into two halves or hemispheres. Already you have learnt about this word hemisphere in social, isn't it? Cerebrum controls all activities like intelligence, thought, that means what we are thinking, reading and learning. For examples, we are doing our homework, we are solving math sums and learning lessons. For that, we are using our cerebrum. Which part of this brain we are using for these actions? Cerebrum. Are you clear, students? Cerebrum also controls our sense organs. Can you say the sense organs? Yes, with the help of the cerebrum only, we can see, smell, feel, taste and hear. The next part of the brain is cerebellum. The cerebellum is the second largest part of the brain. The cerebellum is the major feature of the hindbrain of all vertebrates, although usually smaller than the cerebrum. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. The next largest part is cerebellum. That means the cerebellum is smaller than the cerebrum. This part of the brain is responsible for coordinating voluntary movements. Already we have learnt about these voluntary movements and involuntary movements, isn't it? It is also responsible for a number of functions including motor skills such as balance, coordination and posture. It coordinates the action of muscles. For example, while doing our homework, if we get up, move the eyes over the book on a high shelf and then stretch out to take a book without falling over. It is the work of the cerebellum. It is also called as the little brain. Which is called the little brain? Yes dear, cerebellum. The third part of the brain is brainstem or medulla. The medulla oblongata or simply medulla is a long stem-like structure which makes up part of the brainstem. All of you look at this picture. The green color part, the stem-like part is called medulla oblongata or brainstem. The medulla oblongata, also known as the medulla, directly controls certain functions such as heart rate, breathing, blood vessel dilation, digestion, sneezing, swallowing and vomiting. Medulla is in charge of all the basic functions and it connects the brain to the spinal cord. Which connects the brain to the spinal cord? Yes dears, medulla. Medulla or brainstem connects the brain to the spinal cord. It works even when we are asleep. Are you clear about these concepts? Okay dears, now it's a time for quiz. The question number 1. Which is called the human computer? Yes dears, it's our brain. Very good. Next question. What are the three main parts of our brain? They are cerebrum, cerebellum and the brainstem or medulla. Next question. Which part of our brain helps you to do your homework? Can you say the answer? Yes dears, it is cerebrum. Very good. Which part of our brain helps to coordinate our action of muscles? Very good, dears. It is cerebellum. Next question. Which part of our brain works even when we are asleep? Very good. Yes, it is medulla or brainstem. Next question. Which part of our brain helps to maintain our posture and balance of the body? Yes, it is cerebellum. Which part of our brain controls the basic functions such as coughing, swallowing and digestion? Can you guess the answer? Yes, it is brainstem or medulla. Can you say the name of this? What is this? Yes, dears, it is walnut. It's look like brain, isn't it? Very good. Which part of the nervous system carry messages between brain and the different parts of the body? Very good, dears. It is nerves. Nerves carry messages between brain and the different parts of the body. What are the three types of nerves? They are motor nerves, sensory nerves and mixed nerves. Which is the main link between the brain and other parts of the body? Can you understand the question? Which is the main link between the brain and the other parts of the body? Yes, it is spinal cord. Spinal cord is the main link between the brain and the other parts of the body. Okay, dear students, we came to the end of this session. You have to read these portions properly in your book and we will meet soon in our next video session. Thank you, dears.